All right, we are live, so it says. This goes live a little faster than I thought. We're talking. Today we are here for our Tuesday tips here at Decker Truckline. I want to welcome you guys. If you aren't already subscribed and following us, please do so. You can subscribe right here on the channel, and of course you can follow us on our Facebook page as well, which is facebook.com/DTL Inc. But make sure that you follow us every Monday at 4 p.m. We go live on our Facebook channel, and then every Tuesday we're right here live on our YouTube channel. So of course, follow us, and that way you can get all the info, whatever's going down, and hopefully some helpful tips as well. Hey Bob, how goes it? Oh, hey Jackie, how are ya? Good deal. All right, so we are live and kicking. Just as a reminder for some of the games that we've got going on right now, the one for the 2020 calendar, that one is over and done with. It is completed. So all over and done with. We've got some beautiful pictures. You know, we'll still take the pictures. You can still send them. Marketing@deckermail.com. Love to see them. You guys have seriously got the best views, so we appreciate seeing some of those as we're stuck in our offices, right? Bob is just doing some pig mobiling, huh? In Missouri. I like it. Hey Jackie, where are you at today? Let us know, you guys. We're talking about winter safety because it's here. I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't yet, you may. But you want to make sure that you've got your chains on your trucks if you don't already. At least here at Decker, you can pick up your chains at Fort Dodge. You can pick them up at Hammond, Indiana, as well as Missoula, Montana. So just as a reminder, when you chain to get out of trouble. You are not throwing those suckers and doing all that work to get yourself into trouble. Remember that, and please keep yourself safe as you're doing it. So as a reminder, since we're here, we're rip-roaring and ready to go, I would love to show you just a little bit of our how to chain. Mr. Liam, he's the one that knows how to do this. So let's see. I've got things going all over here. Hold tight. Now I've got Liam in all different directions here. I want him to just on my tires. Truck tires. Can you guys see this? Let's get this over to you. All right. There you go. Just as a reminder, how to chain your truck tires. Again, we're doing it to get out of trouble. We're not putting we don't want you to chain to get yourself into trouble. So September 1st to May 31st. So make sure that you've got some warm gloves, good boots, that kind of stuff. Lay out your chains with your hooks facing up and cams facing the outside. Spread out your chains and check for broken links. The number one reason for damage to most chains is caused by twists in the chain itself. To determine that the chains are in good shape and there are no breaks or kinks in them, fold the chains in half. Pick up the chains using the middle rail. As you drape the chains over the outside tire, be sure that they are centered on the tire. The cams are facing out and the hooks are facing away from the tire so they don't rub against it. I don't blame you, Jackie. Just enough overhang at the front of the tire so the tires will grab it and wrap around the tire as you pull forward. Return to the chains to connect them. Start from the inside tire and connect the ends of the chains. Move to the middle rail, connect it, and then move to the outside rail. After linking them, you may determine that they're too loose. So repeat the process, tightening the links. You're right, Jackie. It is a lot of work. That's why you want to make sure that it's a need that you're putting it on. You can minimize the excess chain by hooking the first chain and then pulling it tight to the loop on the other link. Sometimes when you tighten the inside, then you'll be able to tighten a little bit on each of the chains as well. So give you a little bit better grip. Is Judy?
Still doesn't feel tight, you can add a bungee to tighten it a little bit further. After pulling forward 100 to 150 feet, you may determine that you need to adjust your chains again.
Remember, you're not putting chains on to drive down 15, 30 miles. This is to get you out of trouble, get you unstuck.
If you use one, and then release each cam.
After you're done releasing the cams and you're spreading everything out, the easiest way to store your chains is to, kind of lay them out and of course get as much ice off of them as much as possible.
Time to demonstrate singles. Again, lay out the chains to check for damage. Hooks should be facing out. Drape the chains over the outside tire on the second axle. Be sure the cams are on the outside with the hooks facing out. Pull the truck forward to allow the chain to wrap around the tire.
If you need some experience with chaining tires and you want to kind of work with either Liam or Brian, they do that in orientation. Brian does in Missoula, but you can stop by if you need a refresher and you need a little hands-on refresher. It's always a good thing.
Pull, tighten, and link the following tab. Starting at the bottom, begin tightening each cam.
I do agree with Patrick. The best time to practice this is in nice weather, because your hands become freezing cold. That's right. And then of course when it is freezing cold, you're going to have a little bit better understanding of it. There you go. There you go, you guys. Just a quick, brief example of how to properly chain your tires. And thanks, Liam, for doing that, whether you wanted to or not. He knew he was live. So yeah, Liam is in the shop in Missoula, and he does do some training on chaining tires, but Brian is the orientation leader there, and he'll give you the hands-on training for chaining tires, and you can do them on the dummy tires to try it out, get familiar with it. Like Patrick says, practicing when the weather's nice is very handy, and then of course practicing on the dummy tires is a good way to start, then move on to the tractor tires, because you're going to have to go from getting the chain set up to getting into the truck, pulling forward and whatnot, and getting it all in order. So it makes it a lot easier. 15-20 minutes extra frozen fingers is no fun at all. I agree with you, most definitely. Hey Howard, good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. We're talking winter safety, and you guys are all super excited about what comes along with that. Although some of you you prefer to drive in the mountains during the winter, so I just want to make sure that everybody is safe. That's the goal. Winter safety tips. If you have any tips, I would really appreciate it. Give me some tips on flatbed. What are some of your safety tips on flatbed? How to deal with tarps, really heavy tarps, and frozen tarps for the flatbed. Give us some tips. I want to get a little input from you guys here. Remember, being ready to go, being prepared, it's whole lot better than not having the things, not having the items. So what are those items that you need in order to be prepared on the road? Maybe caught in a snowstorm, caught in an area you don't have extra blankets or food or water or utilities or anything like that. What do you do? What are the things that you need to make sure that you're bringing? Tell me. Let's hear it. That's what the comments is for. That's what the chat is for. Leave your comments, leave your suggestions right there so that we can share it with everybody else, so that we're providing more information, more beneficial tools for everybody else. All right? Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, right? Howard, drive the mountain? I need a load to Hawaii. I'm with you, although I'm in the mountains, so mountains-ish. I'm in Montana. So make sure that you're providing, or you're bringing extra blankets, warm blankets, insulated socks. Ooh, do I love insulated socks. Good quality food without, you're going to need some dry goods, obviously some with preservatives so that they're going to last, but non-perishable is more of what I was looking for. extra blankets, sleeping bags, winter coat, hat. That's right. Jackie saying to Howard, mountains. Footwear. Make sure that you're bringing, make sure that your boots, they don't have those slippery soles on them. It's a good idea to get those little, what are they called? The I don't know, tracks is what I want to say. Your own foot gear, your own chains for your feet. What are those called? Does anybody know? Well, they're slip resistant. Those are the ones that we want. Make sure that you're bringing that. Maybe a propane heater, lighter. Make sure that your tires are in good shape. All of that should be a given. You've got the fuel conditioner. We use Penray. Make sure that you're not, your diesel fuel isn't gelling up. Penray is one of them. And what's the other one that I always forget? It's, let's see. Good. Yes. Power Service diesel fuel supplement. That's the one I always forget. Patrick's right. Good insulated coveralls will definitely come in handy, especially if you end up having to chain. Getting out there, getting on your hands and knees, you're going to want those double knee insulated coveralls to help you out, give you a little bit of cushion with some of the gravel that they're throwing or whatever they're throwing in the state that you're in, to keep the roads, to keep the slick off of there and get you a little bit of grip. Speaking of grip, having kitty litter is one good way to kind of give yourself a little bit of traction. So hauling kitty litter around with you might not be a bad idea. Absolutely. Having your everything charged, your phone, chocolate, Anna says. Having your cell phone charged, non-perishable foods, making sure that you have your medication that you need, so that you don't have any problems there. Of course, the flares, the triangles, you can get a lot of the safety equipment is stored in the back of the truck, in the side panel of the truck there. You can get access to a lot of that. She's always making sure she's got her chocolate. At least she says it. For the fuel additives, I just wanted to put a side note in there. Penray is for 250 gallons of fuel. If you're not sure, make sure that you're reading the product no matter what. Even with what I'm telling you, always read the product. And make sure that you're fueling accordingly. Or fueling? You're adding the additives, I guess, accordingly. That's what I want to say. So you don't want to put too much in it. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it. So 250 gallons is what the Penray is gauged for. And for the Power, which I never remember, my goodness gracious, Power Service Diesel Fuel Supplement, too many words, that one is for 100 gallons. So make sure that you're putting the right amount in. Bob says, I carry ice melt with me. Ice melt's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Speaking of ice melting, when you're done driving, this is an awesome suggestion that was given to me last year. When you're done driving for the day, you're parking for the night or whatever, and you pull into truck stop, rest stop, or a secured location, because we're not parking alongside the road. Absolutely not doing that. But when you're going to a secured location, you're parking for the night, make sure that once you've stopped and you've gotten everything in order, give it a few minutes and then pull forward just a few feet so that your tires and everything, they're cooled down, but they were so warm before that they probably melted the snow that they were on, and they start to make ice. So during the night, because whatever's melted doesn't stay melted for long, not in these neck of the woods. So make sure that you're preparing for yourself. And not only the truck, but yourself. We talk about inclement weather and having the right footing and being protected that way when you're getting in and out of the truck. As always, the 3-point contact, getting in and out of the truck, so that you're safer that way. And when everything's slicker, you've got probably compound levels of ice on the side of your truck, on the foot of your truck. Just trying to keep everything safe and you're feeding good. Also, park back from any snow piles that you see. So if you only have a few options, make sure that you're not blocking the front end of your truck so that it doesn't have room to breathe. You want to make sure that it can get the air in, it's not too close to snow piles and whatnot. So very important. Please important. Prepare, protect, and prevent. So we've talked about this a little bit. This is very crooked. Let's see if I can fix this for you guys. Sound effects. There we go. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so given the temperatures are dropping and the weather is becoming more brisk, you know it, please remember the 3 Ps. Our safety department is making sure that we're behaving and that we're well taken care of. 3 Ps, safe cold weather, winter driving. So prepare for the trip, protect yourself, and prevent accidents and incidents on the road. Keeping yourself and others safe, the load safe, all that kind of stuff. Bob suggests never set your trailer brakes. Those suckers would be hard to release when they freeze up like that, or when they do freeze up. So maintain your vehicle, check your battery, the windshield, you know, good thing. Warm up the windshield ahead of time. You know, and when you're using the, when you're using the defroster and whatnot, you know, the jug is often telling you it's like for 40 below temperatures. Well, yeah, it is when it's in the bottle, but the alcohol in the bottle itself will evaporate once you put it onto the windshield. And so that antifreeze fluid will, you know, put a few drops, I guess, or a little bit of the brake antifreeze fluid into it and into the washer fluid, and will help prevent from freezing up or from evaporating as much. But warm up that windshield so that it's not easier to see. Make sure that you've got great visibility. Don't be just going down the road and not clearing your windshield. You know, you see that all the time, not so much with trucks, thank goodness you guys are responsible, but you see that all the time where the visibility of somebody driving is through this little hole and they're trying to see the whole road and everything that's in front of them just through that little hole. Are you kidding me? You have a whole big windshield. Take the time and scrape that. Maybe you need to be off the road, but scrape that windshield, make sure that it's clear and you can actually see what's going on. Idling your truck should be idled at the temperature below 0 degrees. Jackie says, I'm skipping winter and going straight to spring. You know, I think that is a fantastic idea. I'm not sure how much control you have over that, but I think that sounds like a plan to me. We only had winter here this year. We didn't have a spring. We really didn't have a fall either. And we almost had a summer. I think it was a week maybe. Although a lot of you guys sure did. So make sure that you've got the chains. Like Liam said in the video, be sure that your chains are not, that there's no breaks in it. There's not extra stress on them. Make sure that everything's in good order. And your bungees. Your bungees need to be in good quality condition as well. If you need new bungees, stop at one of the terminals and get it, as well as chains. You will not be reimbursed if you pick up your chains at a Pilot or, you know, wherever. If you go and buy your chains elsewhere, you won't be reimbursed. We have chains at the terminals. Please pick them up. You should already have them on the truck. Bob says, I've seen people pour hot water on their windshield to melt the ice. Don't ever do that. Well, one, you can crack your windshield, but it's just going to freeze right back up there and it's going to cause, you know, icicle or, what do I want to say? Yeah, like real snowflake patterns on it. Howard says, I have fresh new chains and bungees. Excellent. Yeah, make sure that you have all those. Make sure that when you're storing them, you're not just wadding them up, because it is a pain in your butt to de-wad them. De-wad them? I'm going to go with that. Yeah, it is a pain in your butt if if you've got to lay them all out and try and get all the crinks out of everything. So, and you're going to have to lay them out to put them on, but make sure that you're taking care of your stuff. So they'll last a lot longer, and they'll do their job properly if they're in good condition. So, all right. Frozen brakes, you run into that sometime. If you've got frozen brake pads and stuff, you gotta know how to handle it, what to do there. So let's give you let's see what we can do here to kind of give you an idea of that. You see here the video? Sorry about that. All right. So I'll give you a how-to video on using the proper fixing frozen brakes. If I can find the right screen for you. There we go. Boom.
This morning we're going to demonstrate proper procedures for break-in-free frozen brakes. If you are hooked to a trailer and it's the tractor,
I put Liam to work
frozen,
here.
make sure your trailer brakes are set. If it's the trailer brakes that are frozen, make sure your tractor brakes are set. And if you are bobtail, make sure you chock the tires. So when your brakes are frozen, this is what it's going to sound like. And when your brakes are broken free, it's going to sound more like a bell. Also, when you are tapping on
It's all about the sound.
You are only tapping on the drums, and you do not get down into the friction material or the shoe. Don't hit anything other than the drum.
There you go. So great how-to videos. If you haven't already seen them, great how-to videos on our website, or well, not only our website, but also on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, do so. You can get access to a lot of that right then and there. Also, APU, our Thermal King, you guys, troubleshooting the Thermal King can be difficult for a lot of you, just because you don't even know where to start. And everybody's got a little bit different model of Thermal Kings, or of APU units, I should say. We have the Thermal King, and what is the Thermal King? I'm trying to think of all the details. Some of you guys, even here at Decker, with the tri-pack Thermal King that we have, the interior switches are different in some of the brand new ones than they are in some of the old ones. But some of the 17, 18s, 19s, you're going to be seeing something more like this. And so let's get this over to you so that you can actually see it. Access this on our YouTube channel. Again, you can find it under How to Use a Thermal King APU.
Right here, opening up the...
A lot of detail in this one, though. It shows you actually where everything's at. Can you see all the...
Pull that out. The fill line is not always going to show all the way.
You want to make sure everything's in order.
It does deactivate.
It will not run if the truck is on.
You will only run in standby mode. It is monitoring your battery and monitoring your...
And then tap to turn on the air conditioning.
Once you see the
You're not going to need the air conditioning right now, but more of the heat.
You're going to see the fan control off. That will initiate the AC in this mode.
So really important that underneath, you keep that clear. Keep that clear and don't put stuff in front of it, otherwise that fan can't breathe.
Your bunk heater, which is located
So that's really important.
on the driver's side, underneath your bed. This unit right
She's
here
reiterating.
has an intake. Nothing in this area should be blocking that intake. That will restrict.
You also have a $1,800 or $1,800 watt power inverter in there.
Flashing an EO5 or an EO3.
But yeah, you can get this whole video. This is a 15-minute video or so, and you can access that on our YouTube channel as well. So you can also access a lot of this stuff on our blog. If you guys go to drivedecker.com and /blog, you'll be able to access a lot of that. So it'll answer a whole lot of questions. I would hope. Yeah, you did have to pick some up in Missoula there, Jackie, huh? For the chains and everything. They were smart people, I bet. I think Anna's working out a system to get some chocolate over here. Or is that the other way around? They should sell it. All right, so that's just some of the important stuff that you guys need to know when it comes to tips for winter driving. What else do you guys have? I did see, if you didn't already see, that Bob put in the comments, you know, let's not pour hot water on the windshield. Probably not a good idea. Let's avoid that. Let's warm up the windshield, but not with hot water. Carry kitty litter. Stay parked. If the roads are that bad and you guys are having to throw chains to actually get down the road, stay parked. You guys are professional drivers. You know when it's the weather is bad and you need to stay off. Call your dispatch, let them know. Good communication. Come on, you guys, make sure that there's good communication between you and your driver manager. They'll keep you updated too if they see any weather that you're coming upon. But you should be, when you're doing your pre-plan and you're taking the time to follow your route, look at the weather that you're going to be going through. And of course, with the Epic View that we've got, you can scan for local channels to get the weather. You can also get in with your Sirius radio that's in the truck. But 511, another way to get all the information for local weather. But you should be keeping an eye on that while you're doing your pre-plan. So that's, I'm reading the side conversation and it's about chocolate right now. But stay parked if you need to. You know, a nervous driver is a dangerous driver. You're more careless. You just, too many nerves. So just like Patrice always says, you know, if you're putting yourself in a position where you have to test your skills, I'm paraphrasing here, but if you're having to test your skills, then you're putting yourself in a bad position. So please don't, superior driving skills doesn't mean you need to test them all the time, having them. Carrying a hammer for, you know, unlocking frozen brakes or unfreezing frozen brakes. And of course, listen for that bell sound so you know you're in the good. And don't set your trailer brakes. Bob, that was you, right? That had mentioned that? Especially, Howard says, especially in Bozeman, Livingston, Montana, roads are always frozen. Ooh, yeah. Through the Butte Pass, you're going to see a lot of that. That gets pretty nasty. There, you're right. There's a lot of, I'm with you there. There's a lot of frozen roads and not a lot of space to find yourself a safe haven. That's another thing, you guys, during, especially storms, you know, when the visibility is poor, you might need to just pull off the road. And I know you guys are professional drivers and you guys are very good at it, but you're also good at knowing when you need to get off the road to keep yourself and others safe. So we're definitely relying on you to do so. But from the safety point, please make sure that you're getting off into a location that is not, that is open and secure, and that someone is not just going to be able to, they're not going to see your lights and just assume you're still on the road. So don't just park on the side of the road is what I'm getting at. Make sure that you're getting into a rest stop, or you're getting into a truck stop, or a customer, or somewhere where you're off the road enough that the people following you are not going to assume that you're still going down the road and just slowing down a little bit. So very, very important. Safety first. Always, always. We are driven to be the best, but safety is first. Correct? Correctamundo. And always doing pre-trips. We are doing our pre-trips. So, before you're with the pre-trips, you're checking your tires. You're checking your trailer tires, and especially to make sure that everything's in order, that they're in good quality. There's no cuts, there's no abrasions, there's no additional wear where there shouldn't be. We talked about checking your frozen brake drums, frozen valves, anything like that. Making sure that you are all in good working order. So do a proper pre-trip and protect yourself. Always a good idea. Always, always. Anybody else? Safety tools. Tarping tools. Yes, we do have a tarping tool game right now. It's not really a game. It's more of it's a competition is what it is. First of all, with us here at Decker, just assume you're going to be tarping. When it comes to flatbed, just assume you're going to be tarping the loads. The majority of them are, and unless your driver manager tells you otherwise, you're going to be tarping. So, in order to do so, what we thought is we would run a competition to find out what kind of tools or knickknacks or whatever it is that you guys are using in order to properly tarp, make life a whole lot easier. So that's our competition right now, is running a tarping tool contest is what it is. We need something that's lightweight, that's easy to use, easy to store, and durable. So what are you using? Let us know. Send us some pictures. You can send them to marketing@deckermail.com. And you can actually, to me, a video of you actually using the device would be fantastic. Reason being is then we can see how it actually works, and if it really is as good as you say it is. No, but it needs to be easy to store. Our goal is to get this out to all of our flatbed drivers so that you guys all have something handy to use, and I know a couple of you guys, at least one of you has a patent on one of them. So definitely get that one submitted if you're not. We do have a couple submissions already, but we'd love to get a couple of more, just kind of see what's going on. I know what assuming does. Yes. Yes. All right. More safety tips. More safety tips, more safety tips. There we go, get that off the screen. Giving yourself a little bit more time when you're in the following distance, of course, because if you don't have snow yet, but maybe you've got some freezing rain, maybe you just have rain, but you've got lots of leaves in your area, you never know what's underneath those leaves. So give yourself a little bit more time, a little bit more room, and following distance. So be cautious, extra cautious at night. Things can jump out at you. Make sure that your lights are working well, that they're cleaned off well, so that you've got better visibility, and that you've got the good lights in there so that you've got, they can kind of expand a little bit more there for you. So be aware, be alert, move slower, cautiously, especially at night. Absolutely. Leaving, like I said, leaving room in front of your rig, making sure that you've got a little bit of a buffer zone, and changing lanes. Another good, important thing to remember when you're changing your lanes. Change them slowly. Give yourself those 7 seconds. Put that blinker on, give yourself a couple of seconds, then start moving over. And it's a slow move over carefully. You don't need to rush it. Give yourself some time to get over into that second lane, so others can merge. Making sure that you're planning your load, using your GPS so that you know where you're going. Don't forget that we have the Omnitrax navigation in all of the trucks, so you've got the GPS right there. If you're finding any inaccurate information on the navigation, make sure that you're hitting the incident button so that that can be recorded. Hey, Jackie's headed back to work, so you have a good day too. Thank you. And always, 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 most important driving safety tip for all truckers is slow down. Don't be in a hurry. Give yourself some time to get the job done right. Right? Right. All right. Oh, talking about games, you guys, we have more games. We should talk about that for just a second. I'm bouncing back and forth, just keeping everything alive here for you. We got the Steametrics, you guys. You're well aware of that. Anna, did you get any more information on, or a response at all for the Steametrics? If you guys have not already done the Steametrics survey, the Steametrics survey is basically, you're going to get a message from a 574 number. It's a survey that's going to help us to understand where we need to make these improvements. But if you haven't already done the survey, we're asking you to please do it. It's for us to improve in those areas. It's real brief. The text message is going to come from a 574 number, 574-367-7707. It is a brief survey. It's really only about 5 to 7 minutes. The annual one is confidential. The first, if you're new to Decker and you've only been here for maybe orientation, or you've been here for 2 weeks or maybe 45 days, those are not confidential. That feedback we are taking as quickly as possible to get things done, to do a better job. But you can do them over the phone, you can do it on your tablet, you can do it on your laptop, but the goal is to learn how we can make things better. And that's what it is. So Howard says, I'm going to work on my Decker suntan later. Good luck with that. But that's what we're doing, is we're trying to improve, and that's what that Steametrics is all for. So you've got a 90-day one as well, the annual survey. But Anna, did you get anything else? I mean, besides that number, that 574 number? I'm going to put that number in here, actually, now that we're discussing it. Let's see, 574-367, oops, 367, there we go, and 7707. That is the number that you should be getting the Steametrics from. We do want your candid opinion, absolutely. We can't improve if we don't know what we're trying to improve on. So we're definitely relying on you. But you should have already received a text or something from us. Every week for the last, 7 weeks, we've been doing these surveys, or we've been doing drawings for the surveys, but yes, we've been doing the surveys as well. And everybody that's getting entered in, they have a chance to win, and as they fill out their survey. So this week's winners are Kenneth Harden, $50 Decker store gift certificate, and we've got $50 there. So Mark Reyna, he's got a $50 Visa gift card, and Danny Holes, $50 Walmart gift card. So we know those can be put to good use. I'm sure you guys have, if you haven't already spent it. It's easy for me. I like to spend things, right? There you go. All right. So, and also the positive posting. Just a reminder, you guys, positive posting. And if you were on just a little bit earlier, you do see some negative posts every now and then. I know, Howard, you have one more. You have one more, Howard, to win. So if you have already put in your survey, awesome. You still have a chance to win because we'll draw from those names that have already filled out. And you have until Friday to get that in. Thursday or Friday to get that in. And then we'll draw. Actually, I think you have until the 31st to get it in. We do the drawing on Friday, and then we'll draw on, then we'll announce it on Monday, the 4th. Cool. All right. So talking about the power of a positive post. The power of a positive post. So you guys, the referral bonus, I know over and over you guys are talking about how the referral bonus can bring in a little bit extra money. It is a good opportunity to do that. Make use of it, because if you're looking for a little bit, especially this time of year, an extra $1,500 would be pretty nice for Christmas. I know that. So $1,500, that's what you get per driver that you refer within the first 90 days. It pays out within the first 90 days. So you get $250 on their first dispatch, $250 after they've been here for 60 days, 90 days, or how many did I do that? Let's back up. I screwed that up. $250 after first dispatch, $250 after 30 days, $500 after 100 or 60 days, and then 90 days you get the other $700. Wow, that was ugly. I hope you guys followed along on that. 500. I didn't even say it right, did I? Interesting. 250, 500, and 500. That's what I want to say. That's for the 1,500. Then you've got the 2,000. The 2,000 will bump you up, and then the 2,500 as well. So all pays out within the first 90 days. You guys followed along on that, right? The power of positive posts. That can lead into some great opportunities for referral programs. So if you're posting a picture of your truck, which we've got some beautiful ones. So if you're posting a picture of your truck, make sure that you hashtag it, Decker Truck Line, or something like that, so that we can give kudos and share it. But a lot of times it's going to say, hey, are you guys working for them? Tell me a little bit about them. And kind of opens it up for you for an opportunity to talk about what Decker has. So we've been seeing a lot of different reviews, and some of these guys have, you can't even see them. Can you guys see the reviews here? But yeah, some great reviews. We love to see that. We really do. And those have led into some referrals. So feel free. We'd love to see it. Go ahead and post a review or so. And we appreciate that, you guys. And there's lots of different sites that you can post a review. If you're watching or if you're going through the newsletter, Jessica is putting together a newsletter about positive posts as well, and she'll give you a couple suggestions on some of the places that you can post those. Yes, indeed. All right. One more game for the end of the month. This is the last week that you can do this one. So we talked about the tarping tool. Now let's talk about Halloween. Are you guys as excited for Halloween as everybody in the terminals, in the Decker terminal in Fort Dodge? No? I'd love to know. Ever since I've come to Decker in 2010, that is a big deal. Halloween. Everybody dresses up. We've got a couple of contests this year. So and this is company-wide. So whether you're in Missoula or Bessemer, Alabama, or Hammond, Indiana, Fort Dodge, Iowa, if you're out on the road, wherever you're at, maybe even at home, that if you're with Decker, you can go ahead and participate. So we've got our Halloween display. You've seen Mr. Bones all over. It's going to be one to beat, but Mr. Bones is making his bouts, and if you haven't seen him on our Facebook page, make sure that you go to facebook.com/DTLinc and take a look at that. But marketing at Decker Mail is where you're sending all of your submissions. So Those have to be in by the 1st of December. That's Friday. 1st of December. 1st of November. That's Friday. So you have to get all of your submissions in. We will choose one winner, and that winner will be rewarded a prize. It's going to be based off of creativity and, of course, overall amount of decorations, all that good stuff. But you can decorate your truck, your workspace, your front yard, your backyard, wherever. Just let's send them in, marketing@deckermail.com, and have some fun with that. So that's the Halloween display. That is most definitely not the only one that we've got going on, though. You can take a look at our pumpkin carving. So if you've got some creativity and skill, then you can get into the pumpkin carving. It has to be carved, though. My drawing pumpkins, those aren't working. I like to color them with marker and paint, and that's not cool enough. So let's see your creativity and efforts in that. Again, it has to be in by the 1st of November, which is this Friday. And then we'll announce the winners on our live event, which is on our Facebook channel every Monday at 4 p.m. Central. We'll reward a prize for that as well. So you've got a prize for the pumpkin carving, a prize for the display, and lots of prizes for the costume contest. For each category, you've got a prize. We've got the group costumes, family and friends photo. So get together and get a bunch of people and kind of, maybe have a theme. What's your theme for this category? You can just pull it off on your own. And an individual costume photo, send that in. Remember, all of these are being submitted to marketing@deckermail.com. And then you got to include the pet costume, part of the family. So pet costume, set that in, marketing@deckermail.com. You guys, this is, you're dressing to impress. This is going to be competitive. This is serious business when it comes to Halloween and what you're wearing. So bring your A game. I can't wait to see some of these. And you will, by the way, you will be seeing all of these on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTL Inc. You'll be seeing a whole slew of them on Halloween, which is Thursday. So we'll be uploading them as quickly as possible. And as we get them coming in on Friday, you'll be getting those as well. You have until 5 p.m. on Friday, the 1st of November, to get those in. And you submit them to marketing@deckermail.com. So you've got the Halloween costumes, friends and family, individual costume, and of course the pet costume. The pumpkin carving, you've got a competition there, and then the display. So you've got 5 chances to win. Howard, 5 chances to win. That's upped it. So let's see what you've got. Let's see it. Marketing@deckermail.com. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Don't forget, please keep yourself safe. I won't let you leave yet. I did want to answer some of the questions on what we've got available here at Decker right now, but before I get into that, I just want to remind you, having an emergency readiness kit ready to go, rip-roaring ready to go. You can access some of that information on our blog, drivedecker.com/blog, and search for emergency kit or emergency readiness kit. You can also get our checklist for our pre-trip information as well on there. So that's also a handy tool to get a hold of and make sure that you can use. Risky red, and I agree. It's serious business. All right. Some of the different positions that we've got going on right now, or that we've got available for you right now. Let's double check here, but we do have, yes, we've got some short haul positions. So really right now, the available regional, more dedicated positions right now are more in the Iowa area. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, or Iowa, Illinois, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Iowa, Nebraska. There we go. Gotcha. So if you live from Omaha, Nebraska to Chicago, along I-80 or I-90 from Albert Lea to Chicago, that is prime area for our Midwest Refrigerated Guaranteed Pay division. Pays $12.50 a week, and you get home every week. $12.50 a week, and you get home every week. So if you want more information, that is, by the way, thanks, Howard. That is, by the way, guaranteed pay. It's gross pay. So, depending on what you claim for taxes, then obviously that'll be deducted. If you have insurance, if you chose to do an insurance, 401k, all of that kind of stuff would be deducted for you. The other thing to remember is with the Midwest guaranteed pay, especially with the refrigerated, most of those who are on that division, they're making over and beyond that $12.50 on a weekly basis. So you do have a chance to go over and above that. And the way that it works is the $12.50 is what you get every week, as long as you're meeting the guaranteed requirements, which are really basic, you guys. I mean, it's being available for dispatch, 100% on-time delivery, no driver service failures, and getting your paperwork in. So those are the things that can, Donald says, can you help me find me a home? Well, where are you at? Tell me where you live. Let's see what we've got available for you. Howard says, I want to do the Iowa 80 only if that's possible. If you live, it doesn't stick only to I-80, but that's along that route is where we hire from. So you're running anywhere from along I-80, I-90, in a lot of Iowa and Illinois, Minnesota, into parts of Nebraska. But yes, that's I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. But that's the hiring area itself is along I-80, but the running area is a little bit broader. Not too bad still. You're still sticking pretty close to that, but it gets you on a weekly basis. But as long as you're meeting those minimum requirements for the guaranteed pay, you'll be able to get that $12.50. Now, if you didn't, then you'll be making your pay per mile, which is based off of your experience, which you're coming in at. So anywhere from 40 to 50 cents a mile to start with as a refrigerated driver. 10 cents of that's per diem, so you're not taxed on it. But that would be times the number of miles that you ran for that week. Now, if you were to run more miles and the amount of miles that you ran exceeded times, of course, your pay per mile exceeded what that $12.50 would have been, obviously you're going to get the better of the two. So that is what we're seeing a lot of, especially in the refrigerated division. So you'll get that additional you'll get $12.50 or beyond that on a weekly basis. So there you go. Now the pay for the refrigerated division and the van divisions, it's 40 to 50 cents a mile if you live within the Midwest and you're running within the Midwest fleet. So it's a shorter length of haul than if you're in the Missoula fleet. Missoula fleet runs 38 to 48 cents a mile to start with, but again, longer length of haul, and therefore you're getting less cents per mile because you get paid usually more on the shorter length of haul. So that is the pay per mile. You do get a penny raise after 90 days, and then you get a penny raise every year on your anniversary too until you hit the cap. So that's in the refrigerated division. Donald says, oh, I missed it. Where he goes? I want the Bronx dedicated. Love the barbecue and Long Island Expressway. We don't have any of that. No, we don't. We don't run up in there. Not really. And then we've got the flatbed, which is $13.50 a week, the flatbed guaranteed pay. You need to live from Mason City, Iowa to Fort Dodge, Iowa, along this route at least, up to Chicago, Illinois, up to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, back down to Mason City. If you live in that route, that's going to get you home on a weekly basis and pay you $13.50 a week. Same goes though, if you meet the minimum requirements and the number of miles you run exceed and the pay exceeds that $13.50, you'll get the better of the two. But remember, flatbed, everybody worries about flatbed in the winter months because they're wondering about, okay, what's the consistency of it and whatnot. The guaranteed pay is fantastic, you guys. If that's a worry of yours, get onto the guaranteed pay for the Midwest flatbed division, and then you'll make sure that you're getting those miles, or you're making sure you're getting that money every single week. You can actually budget off of that. That's not too shabby. Barbecue Bronx Queens Expressway. Yeah. Donald, that does sound good. Now he's talking food. It is lunchtime. No, past lunchtime for some, almost for others, huh? But that's our flatbed. Now the base pay for the flatbed is anywhere from 47 to 54 cents a mile. The cap is also 54. So coming in, depending on what you're coming in at, you get a penny raise after 90 days and every year on your anniversary till you hit that cap. That being said, we do require a very minimum of 3 months of over-the-road tractor-trailer experience. It doesn't have to be flatbed, but it does have to be tractor-trailer experience in order to qualify for the Midwest Flatbed Division. And the over-the-road flatbed division that's based out of Bessemer, Alabama, we're going to require a full 6 months of experience. So we do require a little bit more experience in that alone. If you have questions, let us know. It is 888-668-0698. And you can get a hold of our one of our recruiters. They'll be able to answer some of those questions for you. Now, one more thing for dedicated, well, I'm not sure if I should necessarily say dedicated, but regional. For our short haul position for our flatbed, that gets you $1,000 a week and multiple times at home throughout the week. It does depend on where you live. So if you live in Fort Dodge, Iowa, or you live in Omaha, Nebraska, you're probably going to be getting home a little bit more often than if you're living in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Those are all areas that we hire for this division. This is the short haul flatbed, Midwest Flatbed Division. It's $1,000 a week gross, and you can make more than that. Same requirements, be available for dispatch, 100% on-time delivery, no driver service failures, and get your paperwork in. So those are all things that you need to take into account to get your $1,000 or more if you're running more miles than that. So Omaha, Nebraska, Fort Dodge, Iowa, Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Iowa. Those are, where else? I think Lamar's. Those are all good areas for that short haul position. And again, 47 to 54 cents a mile is going to be the pay per mile on that one. 3 months of experience required to get into that division. Doesn't have to be flatbed. We do train for flatbed. You just have to have at least 3 months of experience in order to get into the flatbed in the Midwest. 6 months if you're running the over the road out of Bessemer. So you can apply at drivedecker.com. If you haven't already applied and one of those sound good to you, get your application in. We'll be able to take a look and see if we can help you out. So let's see. Donald says, can I have a tarper helper ride with me on the flatbed? No! Nope. Those tarps, those are all you. You didn't want that extra work? Building muscles. Extra 100 pounds. And maybe we'll be able to get that tarping tool to you sooner so that you'll have a little bit of ease in handling the tarps and whatnot. Other positions that we've got, we do have the over-the-road refrigerated based out of Missoula, Montana. A couple Donald says he's old. A couple of different positions that we have out of Missoula. Most of them are over the road where it's 2 to 3 weeks out at a time. Home, basically a day and a half for every 7 days you're out. And that's in most of the hiring areas in Missoula, Montana. Now, Missoula, Montana is our Western Missoula, Montana is our Western Division terminal. Easy for me to say. And that's where you're going to be dispatched out of. However, where you live and whether or not you're in our hiring area, you got to get a hold of one of the recruiters to find out for sure. It's hard to view the map on the website, and you want the most accurate information. The recruiters have that. So it's 888-668-0698, and we can give you some details. So more details on that. Now, if you live in Missoula, Montana, if you live in Seattle, Washington, or Kennewick, Washington, or Los Angeles, California, you do have the option of weekly home time in the Western Division. So again, it pays anywhere from 38 to 48 cents a mile. You are doing a lot of swaps if you're going to be in one of those positions. I only have a couple of them, so I don't have a flood of those weekly home times, but I do have a couple. And you're going to be running shorter lengths of haul. You're not going to be racking up the miles like you would in the over-the-road refrigerated. You're probably looking at about 2,600 miles a week in getting home on a weekly basis out of there. So instead of the 27 to 3,000 or so in the over-the-road. Okay, without 2 weeks. So Donald, definitely give Anna a call, 888-668-0698. She'll be able to help you out and answer some of those questions. She did mention the dog policy. We do allow dogs. We do allow a dog, one dog, 55 pounds or less on your truck. Of course, you've got to have all the paperwork to show the shots and everything is up to date. $750 deposit, 100 of it down, and then $250 is non-refundable. But the 100 has to be down, and then it can be payroll deducted if you prefer. Anna says that you can teach your dog to tarp. You'd be rich. I love it. So that's a big dog, a Saint Bernard. That might be a little too big. You could keep him while he's a puppy, and then that's it. And that's no fun, getting rid of him. No way. No way, no way. Flatbed, our over-the-road flatbed out of Bessemer, Alabama. And keep you busy. You're going coast to coast. If you live in Alabama or if you live in Georgia, we can actually get you home on a weekly basis. And that is, again, living in Alabama or Georgia. But you gotta plan your loads right, or you've gotta plan your schedule, your day right. So get off to an early start, maybe even having to start the night before when you're coming out, so that we can get you home on a weekly basis. Get you home every week. Drive to Iowa, Donald. Let's see what we can do. Put your application in first. Make sure that we're good to go. And we'll talk about, speaking of, in my Corolla. Well, you're going to get good gas mileage. So the over-the-road flatbed, we do require a full 6 months of experience. I mentioned that earlier, but it has to be tractor trailer. We can train in the tarping and the securing, but you got to have the tractor trailer experience. We have one position available. Actually, yeah, one position available for our dedicated hopper out of Fort Dodge, Iowa. So if you live in Fort Dodge, this might be a good one for you, Donald. If you live in Fort Dodge and you run, it'd be an 11 p.m. a run from Fort Dodge to Blair, Nebraska, and then back. So sometimes you'll have a back haul, sometimes you won't. But it starts at 11 p.m. It pays $250 for the Monday through Friday shifts. Monday through Friday, you're going to get $250 per shift. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's $275 per shift. So this is how, see, it might work. So this is how it works. You get 3 days on, you get 2 days on, 2 days off. 3 days on, 3 days off. And then back to 2 on, 2 off, 3 on, 3 off. So that's how the schedule works, which basically works out to be every other weekend off. But on the other weekends, the ones that you're working, you'll get the $275 for the Saturday and Sunday. $275 for those shifts. But again, the Monday through Friday shifts, $250. And that's because it's an 11 p.m. shift, so it's a lot. It's all night driving. Not a lot of it. It is all. Orientation. Anna says, orientation is a fun-filled week with no out-of-pocket for you. I love it. It makes it sound like it's a fair. We take care of the hotels. We take care of your meals. You do get $900 for orientation. $100 of it is on a Visa gift card. So that you usually get probably, I think it usually is Wednesday-ish, Tuesday, Wednesday. Once the physicals are back, the PCE. PCE is like range of motion and resistance test. A lot of the companies will actually do that at the same time as the physical. And then we do both the hair follicle and the urinalysis for the drug testing. So we've got those. Once those are back, you get a $100 Visa gift card. I think, everything's, all your paperwork's filled out and stuff like that. That's when you get your $100 Visa gift card. And then on Thursday or Friday, depending on when you're getting dispatched out, you'll get your first $400 on your comm check. And that's the first $400 of the $800. Now we split that up because the $800 is going to be the second $400 is going to be direct deposit, but we know that a lot of you are going to need a little cash on hand before you get dispatched out for, if nothing else, just for peace of mind. But that way you're getting your first $400 on a comm check, dispatched out, and you'll get your remaining $400 on your direct deposit. So don't forget a direct deposit form. You need either the direct deposit form or a voided check for direct deposit to get those working for you. They do have pasta in Iowa. Donald. Sounds good. All right. And I'll take that too. She's cooking. She's volunteering for dinner. Awesome. So those are some of the positions that we've got available here at Decker. If you have any other questions, let us know. We do have a couple of van positions if you live along I-80 from Lincoln, Nebraska to Gary, Indiana. That can get you home on a weekly basis. Although if you live in, if you live in Anderson, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, if you live in those areas, we can get you home every 2 weeks and have van too. But a pretty confined area down in the south that we'll be able to offer those positions for. So if any of that sounds like what you're looking for, but you have more questions before you go fill out your app, you can reach one of the recruiters at 888-668-0698 and put them to work. Let them answer some of your questions for you. Make sure that it's a good fit for you before you jump in. Also, you can apply online. DriveDecker.com. Where's my little sign? There it is. DriveDecker.com. And you can fill out your application there. Oh, is it? See, Gary, I've never been to Gary, India. But we do have a lot of freight in and out of there. There you go. All right, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me today. Don't forget, if you are participating in our Halloween competition, you sure better be following us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTL Inc., because that's where we're going to be posting all of those awesome pictures. And then stay tuned for next week, either on our Facebook channel at 4 p.m. Monday, Central Time, by the way, or here on our YouTube channel. And you can get that information as well on our YouTube channel, and that will be on noon Central every Tuesday. I had a brain fart and I couldn't remember the name of the day. Oh, so sad. So don't forget to subscribe and click on the little bell, and that way you won't miss any of that information. Oh, happy Halloween to you guys. You guys have so much fun. But again, we appreciate you just tuning in here with us and spending a little bit of time. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week. So enjoy, and don't forget, if you are participating in the tarping tool, we'd like those submitted at marketing@deckermail. All of the competitions, marketing@deckermail.com. And thanks again, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We will see you Monday and Tuesday.